Hey guys, okay, I'm going to go through how you can produce content efficiently for runs like these because a lot of people just really aren't sure how in the world to create that much content and how to get it into Excel, right? So there are a lot of ways to create content. You could write your own content. You could hire copywriters to write content for you. You could borrow content from elsewhere and then recreate it. You could ask somebody if they have a bunch of documents lying around that they never put on the web before if you're working with someone and they can give you stuff for their website. There's a lot of ways to handle up on content, but if you're going to create generic content, the kind of content that's not really top, quite like if you really want to create a winning marketing pitch, if the point is someone reads the words and that excites them to buy, there is no other way to do that than either you write it yourself because you know what you want to say, or somebody writes it for you. You can get no robot to write a compelling marketing message. Okay. But a lot of content also doesn't have to be that way. It's not really about the compelling marketing message, it's just being available so that you're one of the guys somebody calls to see if you have availability next week or whatever it is. Okay. So, like locksmiths, when people call, they don't read the websites, they're not reading them. They're just saying, hey, are you available? Hey, are you available? No, click, call the next guy. Hey, are you available? No, click, call the next guy. One after the next, right? Somebody looking for roofing or garage door, what do? They just start calling down through the list. They're saying, hey, do you have room next week? Do you have room this week? Do you have room today? But that's what they're doing. They're just calling, right? They're not reading. All they want to know is this. Oh, you do emergency repairs? There's your phone number I'm going to call. Oh, you do custom garage doors? Let me call you and see about it. Oh, you do residential? Great. Okay, that's pretty much it. So a lot of our content is like that. Now, for those of you who do affiliate marketing, okay, if you can borrow somebody else's content and you can write through it, you're still back to this. Affiliate marketers must focus on writing compelling marketing messages for unique websites. So either you're doing it yourself or paying a copywriter to do it for you. Okay, for the rest of us, well, not the rest of us. I mean, there's so many different facets on the internet of marketing messages, right? But you can say there's a tier one content level and a tier two content level. Tier one is somebody is reading it like word for word and making up their mind slowly but surely whether to buy from you. Okay, that's tier one. Tier two is the sort of general level where we produce content for 100 websites at once because it's really for Google more than for humans. As long as it says enough for humans, but it doesn't need to be tier one content, it gets to be tier two, then that's what we can auto produce. Now, somebody might ask, can you make your 100 websites with tier one content anyway if you do it the hard way? Well, of course. We can put every bit of content we want into each row of Excel. So if you had unique paragraphs, if you had unique sentences, if you had unique this, that, and the other, and you had a lot of content to work with, then you can absolutely do that. If you don't, let me just show you a very quick and easy way to get the content in. So this video series I'm doing right now is going to be to walk you through how all of this fits into T2H. Beyond that, once you understand how it fits together and actually goes into the Excel files and how that relates to the pages, then you'll be able to decide what kind of content you want to create, tier one, tier two. So without further ado, let me just show you. Here we have a garage door repair website. Obviously, I'm not a garage door repair tech, but boy, I got a lot of content for it, didn't I? Right? These will click through to the individual pages that are up here. Whichever page I set for each of these things is whatever I want it to. Obviously a residential garage door opener page won't go to the commercial garage door page. It'll go to the residential garage door page, one or another. Right? The emergency garage door repair page probably goes to an emergency garage door repair page, right? That would be up here, emergency repairs. Most likely the same URL or similar URLs, and they happen to be the same URL. You can see it down here, right? There you go. So now if you come down through though, you get concepts like this. Here's a city and here's a term like city and a keyword, right? So we put a list of cities in one column and a list of keywords in another column and use that to produce these titles, right? That go from page to page, okay? So now we have, topic headlines, and then we have paragraphs, right? That are probably borrowed from the deeper level pages. As a matter of fact, the first rule of content is you create content for the inside pages first. Once you know all of your inside pages, you can decide which of those are the most important concepts and copy parts of that to put together to make the home page, right? Because the home page basically says, here's something you might want to read about. If so, click here. Or here's something else you might want to read about. If so, click there. Okay. So all the home page really does is reflect the inner pages. And if you create the inner pages first, then you can borrow those paragraphs and mix and match them maybe with variables or don't. And you can take little snippets and stick them on the front page. For example, that's this. This came from one of the sentences in one of the paragraphs inside the page that this link is pointing to, right? The emergency lock repairs page, whatever that is. Let me go back. Okay. And then the same thing here. This paragraph literally came from an inner page, right? That we're going to be pointing to if you click here, right? So the home page is really just that. Now you might put extra stuff in the home page anyway, or you may use it like an About Us page. You're basically saying this is what we do and how we do it, generally speaking, right? That might be how you go about the front page. But again, you're just gathering the content and formulating it. And I'm just saying mentally, it's easier to start by creating the inner pages first and then you borrow some of those pieces of content to reflect those pages onto the home page. And then you can just fill in the rest of the stuff you want, like attention-grabbing headlines, things that are interesting, and mixing and matching geo-targets with keywords because it's a good idea. Okay, having said that, right? And again, the rest of this is similar. Like this doesn't even go anywhere. That doesn't even go anywhere. They're just informational. Beyond that, these just click again to the same links as in the header, right? So there's nothing odd about that. We're just making it possible for people to always be able to choose a page they want. Whether they're here on this screen or if they scroll down, they can still choose a page they want because they recognize something here and they want to click on it. If they scroll down, they can read a blurb and click on a page, read a blurb and click on that page. If they scroll down, they can start reading, and as they read, they have, again, those links to those pages, yet again, those most important pages, whatever they are. Then once you get down here, we're wrapping it up with a phone number, a call to action. And then beyond that, it's just informational. It's like we deal with these locks. Here's information if you want to reach out to us some other way. But mainly, hey, call us. It's like the biggest thing is give us a call, right? If you must, fill in the form, but giving us a call is a better option. Okay. How do you create the content for this? And more importantly, all these inner pages, right? Is, like I say, the main point is when you want Google to rank your site, it doesn't care about the colors. It doesn't care about the logo. It does not care about much, but it cares about two things for sure: unique content and unique images. You have to be able to create lots of unique content and unique images. The more your website has unique content, unique images, and Google can tell what those pages are supposed to be for, geo-targets, keywords, Google can figure all that out, then great. Then you can create lots of pages for all the different topics and geo-targeted concepts you want, so you can show up for different keywords, and there you go. What we're going to do is auto-generate tons of related keyword-based pages for these similar content phrases. So what I'm going to do is start by showing you how we get the content in here. Most of you know how to do keyword analysis. You can do anything. You can go to google.com/sktool. You can go and look up the tools that show you the drop down when you start typing into Google a search, and it gives you all the autofill options down below, right? You can do searches for any of that and grab a bunch of keywords, throw them in a column. Then you can decide what cities you're operating in. Don't just stick with the city where the company is located. Company is located here, but usually drives through like 10 surrounding cities, sometimes 15, right? Larger companies, bigger orders, sometimes even 20, okay? So once you figure out the area, then you've got keyword list and area list, right? If you have 50 keywords times 20 areas, that is literally what you're going to do. Create a page for every geo-targeted keyword. So 20 times 50 is 1,000 pages. We're going to auto-generate 1,000 pages from the first batch of pages, okay? So let me go ahead and walk through how to get the content into the website efficiently, how to get unique content created and into the website via Excel and the website structure efficiently. And then we're going to turn around and talk about how you take that to the next level to create tons of additional pages. Because once you go through the effort of creating the base pages, then it's worth it, because the amount of time you spend on that, plus the additional time for lining up your keywords and your terms and some other things that you want to make variable, okay, then it's huge. You wind up with 1,000 pages for the effort of 10, okay? And that's great. You can wind up with 2,000 pages for the effort of 10. You could wind up with 40,000 pages for the effort of 20, okay? You could wind up with more, right? We can wind up with 4 million pages for the effort of 80. Okay, so the more you put a little effort in, the dramatically more result you get out of it. And that's where we're going here, and that's what's going on. So let me go ahead and wrap this up and just, this video, and go ahead and dive into the next one and start walking through how this works, so that it's no longer a mystery how we get all the content to Excel.